The spectacular fireworks displays celebrating massive tifo performances and the deafening cheers that last throughout the entire match. This is how the Germans express their passion for the beautiful game at any football match taking place in the land of beer. However, instead of being loved and supported like the German tanks or the many clubs in the Bundesliga, RB Leipzig is the thorn in the side of football fans, one they wish to remove from the map of German football. So what drama has unfolded to make Red Bull's club so despised? Let's dive into German football and explore the story of this notorious team. What makes German football special compared to other nations is the way they preserve values and sportsmanship. Clubs are managed by local communities, making each team a symbol of pride for the region they represent. Furthermore, since clubs operate as non-profit organizations, they focus on developing football and the community rather than chasing financial gain. This structure allows clubs to maintain strong connections with their fans. Additionally, German players are disciplined from a young age, with a focus on structured routines and respectful behavior towards teammates. For them, sports in general, and football in particular, are not just about training and improving skills, but must be built on personal awareness and responsibility to the collective. The Germans do not idolize individual superstars. The only stars that matter are the 4 stars on the national team's crest. These principles have helped German football maintain its integrity, shaping it into a unique and respected footballing culture admired worldwide to this day. Since 2009, Red Bull has been expanding its investments into German football by acquiring SV Austria Salzburg, a club in the Austrian top division. However, the move sparked heavy criticism as fans condemned the energy drink giant for daring to change the club's traditional purple logo to one featuring 2 Red Bulls. Because of this backlash, Red Bull needed a different approach. Instead of taking over an established team, they purchased an unknown 5th-tier club, SSV Markranstädt, making it much easier to integrate their brand through marketing. The first step in marking their territory at SSV Markranstädt was changing the club's name, a name that, at a glance, would remind people of the world's leading energy drink empire. However, German football regulations prohibit sponsors from incorporating their brand name into club names, meaning using Red Bull directly was illegal. But this wasn't a problem for Red Bull's legal and creative team. They cleverly renamed the club Rasenballsport Leipzig, abbreviated as RB Leipzig. Does that sound familiar? RB was no longer just a club name, it was a coded reference to Red Bull. This move infuriated German football fans, who viewed RB Leipzig as nothing more than a marketing tool instead of an independently developed football club. To them, RB Leipzig was nothing more than 11 marketing representatives for Red Bull. This perception solidified the belief that RB Leipzig was an artificial product created to undermine the values and community-driven nature of German football. It wasn't just the club's name that alienated fans. RB Leipzig also violated the 50+1 rule, a fundamental principle in German football. For those unfamiliar, the 50+1 rule ensures that no individual or external investor can have complete control over a football club. This regulation is essential to preserving the community-driven identity of German football. The 50+1 rule states that external investors cannot hold more than 49% of voting rights, while fans must own at least 51% of shares to maintain control of club decisions. Any club in the Bundesliga or Second Bundesliga that violates this rule is barred from competing. While Bayern Munich has over 300,000 voting members and Borussia Dortmund has 150,000 members, the number of people deciding the fate of RB Leipzig is just 17, and every single one of them is either an employee or has direct ties to Red Bull. Red Bull actively limits new members by setting an annual membership fee of 1,000 euros, a price most Germans cannot afford to pay just for a say in the club. But what can they do? Red Bull's exploitation of the 50+1 rule loophole proves that the regulation has weaknesses, and the German football community is powerless, resorting only to public outrage and resentment towards this latecomer club. Despite being a relatively new club, RB Leipzig took just 7 years to climb from the 5th division to the Bundesliga, thanks to heavy financial backing from their parent company. RB Leipzig received massive investments in infrastructure, training facilities, and player recruitment, allowing them to reach the Bundesliga faster than any club in history, just 8 seasons. 2009 to 2010, a smooth debut season in the 5th tier. 2012 to 2013, promoted from the 3rd tier after finishing 2nd. 2013 to 2014, advanced to Bundesliga 2. 2016 to 2017, officially promoted to the Bundesliga. 2018 to 2019, qualified for the UEFA Champions League. 2020 to 2021. At one point, RB Leipzig outperformed Bayern Munich, leading the Bundesliga table early in the season. Though they finished runners-up, their impressive performances shook the league's traditional powerhouses like Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. RB Leipzig's meteoric rise, fueled by Red Bull's financial muscle, violated traditional German football values. Fans saw it as a club that bought its way to the top, rather than earning its success the traditional way. To them, RB Leipzig is no longer Rasenballsport or Red Bull. Instead, fans mockingly call them Rattenball, meaning rat ball, implying that they are nothing more than a manufactured, money-driven football project. One clear example of the fan backlash was RB Leipzig's first Bundesliga home game against Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund fans completely boycotted the match, refusing to spend any time or money on a club they believed tainted the purity of German football. Hated as they may be, RB Leipzig's contributions to the German economy are undeniable. Since 2009, Red Bull has invested over 100 million euros into the club, including renovating Red Bull Arena and upgrading its facilities, making it one of the most modern stadiums in Germany. This transformation has created hundreds of jobs at both the club and the stadium, as well as opportunities in retail and entertainment services surrounding Red Bull Arena. A study by the European Football Development Organization found that football clubs contribute between 0.1% and 0.8% of GDP to cities with major teams. RB Leipzig has likely brought similar economic benefits to Leipzig and its surrounding areas. A report from the Leipzig School of Management showed a strong increase in tourism after RB Leipzig's promotion to the Bundesliga, generating 4.88 million euros in annual revenue and attracting 637,000 visitors each year. RB Leipzig defied German football traditions but still achieved undeniable success, both domestically and financially. So this raises an interesting question. Do Germans truly hate RB Leipzig and Red Bull? Or is this just a case of football romanticism clashing with the reality of modernization? Perhaps a love for football built over decades is just a fleeting passion that the Germans themselves have fabricated.